Professor Ma'azu Gusau appointed Vice Chancellor of Zamfara State University, Kano State Government to commence distribution of foodstuffs to residents. Boko Haram leaders killed in air strikes in Borno State. On business, 4 key sectors CBN plans to pump money into, and on the international scene, the World Health Organization says no approved vaccine yet in Nigeria for COVID-19. Welcome to Standard Post Television News. My name is Samira Ibrahim. Now the news in full. The Governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawalem Maradun, has approved the appointment of Professor Ma'azu Gusau as the substantive Vice Chancellor of the Zamfara State University, Talata Mafara, Zamsut. This was contained in a statement signed by the Governor's Special Advisor on Higher Education, Alhaji Abdullahi Gurbin Bori, and made available in Gusau on Sunday. Alhaji Gurbin Bori said the governor also appointed Bashiru Marafa as the registrar and Usman Bungudu as the bursar of the institution. He said all the appointments were to take immediate effect. Alhaji Gurbin Bori said that Governor Matawale, who had vowed to revamp the education sector in the state, implored the new appointees to discharge their duties diligently. He promised to give the institution all the required support. The new Vice Chancellor, Professor Ma'azu Gusau, holds a PhD in toxicology from the University of Surrey, Guildford, United Kingdom, and had been a professor at the Department of Biochemistry, Usman Danfodiyo University, Sokoto, Udus, since 2009, where he lectured and held various positions for 31 years. Professor Gusau, who had also served as head of the Department of Biochemistry at the Umaru Musa Yar'adua University, Katsina, had also consulted for the Department of Petroleum Resources on environmental impact assessment on general toxicological issues. He also served the National University Commission (NUC) in resource verification exercise to several Nigerian universities. The new registrar, Mafara, who is currently pursuing his doctorate degree, was the registrar of College of Agriculture and Animal Science, CAS, Bakura, Zamfara State, and had been in the tertiary education system for 20 years. He occupied several administrative positions, which include Deputy Registrar, Student Affairs Officer, Scheduled Officer, JAM Matters, and Desk Officer, Nigerian Security, Printing and Minting, among others. While the new bursar, Bungudu, until his appointment, worked as a staff of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA). He was a principal accountant in Gusau and rose to become the chief accountant and head of the Department of Finance (NTA) Katsina. Kano State Government is to commence distribution of foodstuffs as palliatives to residents to cushion the effect of the lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Special Advisor to the Governor on Media, Salihu Tankoya Kasai, announced this on his verified Twitter handle on Sunday night. Prime Times recalled that the lockdown order of a week issued by the State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, commenced on Thursday by 10 p.m. till Wednesday. He said the distribution will cut across all the 44 local government areas of the state to the vulnerable. Prime Times reports that Kano State COVID-19 Fundraising Committee Chairman, Professor Muhammad Yahuza Bello, recently said the committee has received about 15 types of food items. Professor Muhammad Yahuza Bello, who is also the Vice Chancellor of Bayero University, Kano, on a Freedom Radio program Barka da Hantsi last week, said the committee has generated over 376.6 million naira in cash as donation. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji of Kano State has reassured the commitment of his administration in curtailing the spread of COVID-19 virus in the state. The governor stated this while briefing journalists on the update of the pandemic in the state held at the Government House, Kano. Alhaji Abdullahi Umar Ganduji said measures had been put in place in ensuring that social distance was strictly adhered to, which according to health professionals was among the major ways of halting the spread of the virus. He said thousands of Almajiri children roaming about the streets of Kano have been relocated back to their various homes, saying this was a step forward in ensuring that the COVID-19 virus was curtailed. The governor appreciated the sense of commitment exhibited by the general populace of Kano for observing the lockdown. Alhaji Abdullahi Umar Ganduje noted that Kano State Public Health Law has been amended and duly signed on the 15th of this month to deal with the situation, especially those who violate the lockdown directives. In a remark, the chairman of the COVID-19 Task Force Committee, the Deputy Governor, Alhaji Nasir Yusuf Gawuna, commended the measures taken by the state government in ensuring that the spread of the virus was curtailed. He charged the general populace to desist from stigmatizing any individual who contacted the virus. The Deputy Governor expressed his dismay over fake news being circulated on the social media by some unpatriotic citizens, which was capable of causing tension in the society, urging such people to desist from the act. Earlier, the Chairman Fundraising Committee, Professor Muhammad Yahuza Bello, said 50,000 households will benefit from the palliative gathered from donations provided by philanthropists and organizations. He called on wealthy individuals to donate generously, aimed at ensuring that the palliative reached 300,000 households in the state. Several key Boko Haram terrorist Swtv leaders have been killed in multiple airstrikes conducted by the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole at Durbada in Borno State. The coordinator of Defense Media Operations, Major General John Eneche, in a statement on Monday in Abuja, added that structures belonging to the terrorists were also destroyed. General Eneche disclosed that the operation, which was executed on April 17th, came on the heels of credible human intelligence reports. He said that the intelligence was confirmed by a series of intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions, and indicated that the settlement was one of the locations where some of the terrorist hierarchy obtained hibernate. According to him, the fighter jet dispatched by the Air Task Force took turns in attacking the location, scoring accurate hits within the target area, which resulted in the death of some of the terrorists. Others who were seen attempting to flee the area were taken out in follow-on attacks. The armed forces of Nigeria, in furtherance of the objective of restoring peace and security in the northeast, will sustain the offensive against the enemies of the nation. The Ministry of Health had issued an update on Tasiu Muhammad, who was shown in distress in a video a few days ago. He tested negative for COVID-19 and he sadly passed away at the isolation center after treatment of severe hypertension with acute pulmonary edema. Kaduna State says the man in video was not a COVID-19 patient. Kaduna State Ministry of Health had issued an update on Tasiu Muhammad, the man who was shown in distress in a video that was widely circulated a few days ago. The 27-year-old had been sick for about 3 weeks before leaving Ogun State, heading to his hometown in Jigawa State. Given his sickly state, the vehicle he was traveling on dropped him at the Western Bypass in Kaduna State. From there, he was taken to the primary health center in Hayim Banki, where the video was recorded by people frightening that he might be a COVID-19 case. The patient was evacuated from Hayim Banki to the isolation center, where he was assessed by the medical team, tested, and his results returned negative for COVID-19. He was treated as a case of severe hypertension with acute pulmonary edema. Unfortunately, he passed away at the isolation center. His relatives were informed and they gave permission for him to be buried in Kaduna in view of the current situation of restriction of movement. The Ministry of Health wishes to appeal to the good people of Kaduna State to avoid spreading rumors, most especially on social media, without ascertaining facts. COVID-19 is a dangerous disease, but its appearance in the state had not abolished other diseases, including the chronic conditions that sadly afflict some of our compatriots. The Ministry of Health wishes to remind the general public of the importance of hand washing, personal hygiene, social distancing, and the avoidance of large gatherings in helping to protect us all from the COVID-19. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned.
What is the novel coronavirus? When viewed under a microscope, coronaviruses can be seen to have a fringe, giving the appearance of a crown or a solar corona. The 2019 novel coronavirus can cause pneumonia in those who are infected, beginning with an elevated body temperature, fatigue, and dry coughing. This may lead to difficulty breathing and, in some cases, death. Currently, there is no effective cure for this. Compared to more familiar flu viruses, the novel coronavirus has a notably long period of incubation. It can take up to 2 weeks before a patient shows signs of infection. The coronavirus is typically spread through droplets of saliva in the air from sneezing and coughing, especially when an infected individual is in close proximity to others. In light of this, it's important to keep others at a distance and avoid crowded places to prevent infection. How can I prevent infection outside? When traveling distances, prioritize walking, bicycling, motorcycling, or taking your personal car. When taking public transportation, be sure to wear a mask. When in the workplace, keep a distance of 1.5 meters from anybody you must speak with. Avoid any meetings or gatherings in small, confined spaces. When eating at the same time as others, remember to keep your distance. Don't talk while eating. When shopping at places like supermarkets and shopping malls, try to go when less people are likely to be out. Try to avoid getting close to others. There will be more time for closeness in the future. What should I do if I'm showing signs of infection? If you're showing possible symptoms, such as coughing or elevated body temperature, don't panic. Let's compare pneumonia brought about by the novel coronavirus to a cold and a flu. A cold is often caught in cold weather or as a result of exhaustion. Common cold symptoms include a stuffy nose, a runny nose, and sneezing. Full body symptoms are usually minor. A typical flu is caused by a common flu virus and can lead to respiratory tract infection. In addition to upper respiratory tract issues, those infected can also develop pneumonia. A flu is often accompanied by an elevated body temperature, headaches, muscle fatigue, and a loss of appetite. For those infected by the novel coronavirus, light symptoms will include elevated body temperature, coughing, and cold flashes, while the strongest symptom is having difficulty breathing, sometimes causing death. If your temperature exceeds 38 degrees and is accompanied by coughing or other symptoms, it's extremely important you get to a hospital to be checked to ensure that you are not infected and that you don't infect others. How can I prevent infection at home? First, you should limit how often you go outside and stay away from any crowded places. If you must go out, you should wear a face mask to help you prevent breathing in any particles containing the virus. Upon returning home, the first thing you should do is wash your hands. Wash with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Also, keep your home clean. Open windows and disinfect surfaces at a fixed time. Your immune system is vital. Be sure to get enough sleep, eat healthy, and exercise. These things will boost your immune system and help you if you should need to fight off the virus.
Welcome back on Business. Over to Agua Rita.
Good day. Welcome to Stand Voice Business Update. The post-COVID-19 era is expected to be filled with a lot of uncertainties and challenges, especially in developing countries like Nigeria. Preparation for post-event, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has warned of the need for the country to act faster so as to enable faster economic recovery. In order to achieve this, the Apples Bank has taken some proactive measures aimed at 4 sectors that could support mass employment and wealth creation in the country. The CBN will create an intervention fund which will target housing construction by developers who provide proof of profile off-takers with the capacity to repay the loan. The BVL will be used to verify the information given by the off-takers before the developers can access the facility. The CBN will also assist the mortgage finance subsectors, assist land administration agency at the state to build capacity for prompt processing and insurance of land title. The CBN over the next 3 years will be providing financial support to environmentally friendly energy production as this has long-term health benefits. Also, the bank will be providing funding and encouraging efforts aimed at driving innovations and research in every sector through the universities, research institutions, creative industries, and so on. In order to pursue substantial economic renewal, the CBN intends to close the funding gap needed for the replacement of machineries and equipment in order to enhance local production. The Apples Bank plans to set up 500 billion naira intervention fund, over $1 million and targeted at manufacturing firms for the procurement of state-of-the-art machinery and equipment and manufacturing models that could fast-track local production. It will also help to increase the patronage of locally processed products. Still on business, First Bank has unveiled enhanced palliative measures to help its customers and Nigerians through the extended COVID-19 lockdown in some states. Among these measures are the introduction of special waivers on repayment fees on the bank credit card, as well as up to 90-day motor roaming on SME loans. The aim of this is to cushion the impact of the toll on employment and livelihoods. The Lagos State Government and Radical E-Learning Initiative, sponsored by First Bank, had kicked off. The initiative includes the government accredited curriculum for primary, secondary, and tertiary school, designed to ensure children are adequately guided and engaged through their learning experience. Upon the lockdown in March, the bank had announced to move 1 million children to e-learning, which is implemented with a number of renewed organizations that have come on board from within and outside the continent. The partners include IBM, which is providing opportunities for the acquisition of digital skills, including coding, artificial intelligence, and data science and analysts, which could promote opportunities to learn skills of the future. And that is all on Standard Voice Business Update. Until I come your way again, I'm Agua Rita.
And on the international scene, the World Health Organization (WHO) on Monday insisted that there was no approved vaccine in Nigeria or any part of Africa for COVID-19, saying researches are still ongoing on the deadly viral disease. WHO immunization team leader Dr. Fiona Baraka spoke with the news agency of Nigeria (NAN) on the effort of the world body on the reported vaccines for the deadly virus. Dr. Baraka said COVID-19, being a new disease, has no ready vaccines, adding that public safety was the key consideration of WHO campaign for now. COVID-19 is a new disease, and as such, there are no ready vaccines available to be deployed for the control of the pandemic. However, a lot of research and scientific works are ongoing to develop vaccines, but this usually takes time to ensure that it is safe for use in the wider population and also effective for control of the pandemic. The WHO team leader said public safety is a key consideration in this process. Dr. Baraka said that the claims of vaccines developed for the COVID-19 were untrue and not to the knowledge of WHO. WHO is not aware of vaccine for COVID-19 in Nigeria. There is a large scientific study clinical trial involving many countries to review the effectiveness of some drugs for the treatment of COVID-19 going on at the moment. She said the result of this clinical trial will help understand the efficacy of these drugs and may inform the review of the case management guidelines. On the assessment of Nigeria's performance in curbing the spread of COVID-19, Dr. Baraka said that the World Health Body partnership with the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) had been helpful. Nigerian government, through the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) and supported by WHO, had developed a preparedness plan for COVID-19 and was implementing this plan when the first case was reported. Still on the international scene, healthcare workers wearing face masks observed 3 minutes of silence in memory of COVID-19 victims outside Lafayette Hospital in Valencia on April 19, 2020. Spain registered a sharp drop in its daily death toll from the new coronavirus, with the number falling to 410 from 565. The total number of fatalities in Spain, the third hardest hit country in the world after US and Italy, had reached 20,453, the health ministry said. It's a number that gives us hope, said Health Ministry Emergencies Coordinator Fernando Simon of the daily death toll at its lowest in 4 weeks. It's the first time we are under 500 dead since the daily toll began to climb. Infection rose to 195,344 with 4,218 new cases in the past 24 hours. But Simon admitted the fall in the number of deaths from Saturday to Sunday can be explained by the lower registration of fatalities over the weekend. Such a drop is often followed by a rise at the start of the week. That has been the news from Standard Press Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Professor Muaz Gusau appointed Vice Chancellor of the State University. Federal State Government to commence the Boko Haram leaders killed and airstrike from the state. From business, 4 key sectors CB and plans to pump money into. And on the international scene, the World Health Organization says no approach from Syria to Nigeria for COVID-19. That's the news on behalf of the